Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. I'm Taziar Gabar from Prophets of Babylon, Waco, Texas, under the branch of the Prophets in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida camp. The barners to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation are down to the hopefully elect. This is going to be a correction video I made last week on how crickets are lawful to eat, and I'm just gonna go over my testimony again. But I was watching GMS Ancient Wine, and he went into how beetle is actually a misnomer for cricket. You know, he had went over that. He got the Hebrew words, and I'm gonna put the link to that video in this one. But yeah, I'm just gonna go over it. This is Leviticus 11 and 22, and I'm gonna get the blue letter definition. Even these of them ye may eat: the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Alright, so that word beetle, because beetles are unclean, and I even said in my last video I had looked up the image, and I was like, I don't think I would want to eat that, because they look ugly. And plus I'm gonna get the video, I'm gonna get the image of it. But it says transliteration. Alright, this is H2728. I mean H2727. Alright, transliteration.
Strong's H2728.
It's like an H2728.
Strong's H2728. Hergol. Hergol.
Alright. Hergol. And it says a kind of locust, a leaping creature. So the leaping insect, a locust, which we know crickets, what was it? It was grasshopper, locusts, crickets, and katydids are, of the same family. Alright, insects with high legs, above wings. Alright, so here go another definition. It denotes some winged creeper with at least 4 feet, which has legs above its feet. So legs above his feet to leap withal. Alright, and the brother had mentioned in the video how he got the definition out of the dictionary. He said, and it said it's actually going into the cricket. It's a misnomer for cricket. Alright, so let's look at these damn Salakia. Let's look at these beetles. Now I'm gonna just grab my testimony again. They talking about the damn group. Beetles, insect. Alright, these are, they look so nasty, man. So these are unclean. he said also, it's not an Israelite custom to eat these things, you know. So we know now that word beetle in that verse is going into cricket, which is of the grasshopper, locust, Katydid family. Alright, and just how you know they aren't clean. You got dung beetles, which basically rolls up feces and maneuver it all around. You know, and this is unclean. So I learned something new. That's the thing about this truth. We constantly learn new things, and that's why it's important to get into words. You know, some scriptures. You gotta actually look off into words. You can't just read it because someone else would have thought this an actual beetle is clean. Which I stand corrected. So basically, these beetles, they're kind of like ants. You know how ants maneuver stuff? They roll feces, which is shit. They roll it all up in a ball and build stuff and pack it all around. Nasty. So these insects are not clean. Alright. Dung beetles. Okay. Look at that. Alright. So, let's get these. I want to actually look up. Katydids. So these are the clean insects we can eat. Grasshopper, locust, Katydids, crickets. So grasshopper, ball, locust, Katydids, crickets. These are the insects we can eat because they're clean. And you look at this, like the brother said, it looks like a leaf. And he also went into how these tribes, I know Issachar eats it. He said they cut the head off, the legs, and the wings, and they just eat the torso, which that's a healthy way of going about it. You look at a fish. When you go fishing, what do? Well, Jake, for the most, you got some Jake that like to eat the head and all that. But for most, Jake cut off the what? The head, the wings, and the tail, I know. And they just eat the body part. It's the same way. This actually do look like, a clean insect, which it is. Alright. And you know how Jake is. Jake put that seasoning on it, which I'm gonna get into what Issachar does. So these are Katydids, clean insect. It looks like a leaf. Ooh, I think I saw something nice. What is a giant katydid? And they even got larger ones. Oh. Slovakia. Gotta call you later, Malak. Gotta call you later. Alright. So, let's get into a bald locust. And I'm going to share my testimony again. And Jake liked to laugh because it's not pushed out, to eat bald locusts and grasshoppers and crickets. So if you say you eat it, Jake automatically think you're weird and want to laugh. But yet they'll go back and eat some lobster and crab, and they'll break the legs in these restaurants. They'll get deceived by these high-end 5-star so-called restaurants, and you'll have the crabs and the lobsters, yet they sit their ass down and break the legs and have nasty ass abomination juice squirting all over the place with them little plastic gloves. They'll eat them nasty bottom feeders and then laugh at you for eating something that's lawful, which we already know what crab, shrimp, lobster. What was the other one? Crab, shrimp, lobster, oysters, and all that. We know how unclean those animals are, and they have a really bad smell to them. So our people, Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, which the nigger women love seafood, and they don't be eating the good seafood. They'll do that. But something that's lawful, they want to poke fun, right? This is the locust. Which the locust is all throughout the Bible. That was used to plague the Egyptians. Yeah, just look at it, and brothers might be put in situations in Jacob's trouble where we'll have to consume these things. The Lord might have it to where, no, Jake, who knows? I'm just saying, Jake might be able to toss one, cook it right. But let me get into Issachar right here. It's a big thing for the tribe of Issachar to eat these, eat crickets, which they, cook theirs like right here. You see the head, the legs and stuff is cut off. Alright, let me read this again. Leviticus 11:22. Even these of them ye may eat even those of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, which is going into the cricket, not an actual beetle, and the grasshopper after his kind. So this is called chapulines, a dish, Issachar eats, which Issachar is the Mexicans. Alright, and I got a testimony. I got Issachar who working my job. It was a young Issacharite woman and her younger brother. I remember I told them like some weeks back that um how I would love to try crickets, and how I would eat one, and they looked at me all weird and stuff. But the conversation got brought back up, and they was telling this Edomite what I said, and then he was looking all fucking, grossed out, saying it's weird, which Esau, period, is weird. They some nasty ass beasts, so I wasn't even worried about what he said. You know, same guy probably think Adam 22 is, in the right for letting another man smash his wife. You know how Esau get down. But dude started looking all weird, looking all frowned up, saying it's weird. He asked where I was from and stuff, and I told him I'm from here, Waco, Texas. And then the Issacharite woman, she said, "Well, it's a cut." What she said is, they eat it in Mexico, you know. So, she kind of helped me out. She was like, "Well, they do eat it in Mexico," and I didn't even know that until she said something. I was like, "For real?" She said, "Yeah," you know. So, and then she looked it up, what it was called. Let me see if I can pull the right name though. I don't want to miss. I think it is Chapulines. How you pronounce it? Oh, here it is.
Chapulines.
Are these grasshoppers? Chapulines. Let me see. Crickets. I think I pulled the wrong name. Chapulines. Plural for chapulin or grasshoppers. Let me see, what is that? Look. I googled, why do Mexicans eat chapulines? The insects were a vital protein source for the Spanish conquistadors. Introduced domestic animals in the region. But the point, protein, which makes these insects edible and clean, because grasshoppers have a great deal of protein. This word chapulin is, it goes into grasshopper. So she had showed me on her laptop. I don't remember if it was this name or what, but she did tell me how it is very popular in Mexico. For them to, what the hell, for them to digest, eat crickets, and they actually eat them in tacos. Alright. I'm not trying to click on this. Midday bite. Let me see. This is the article I clicked last time. So it says deep fried grasshoppers make a tangy, crispy taco filling. So this word chapulina is going into grasshoppers, you know. But she was saying how they also eat the crickets. So in Oaxaca, Mexico, locals filled their corn tortillas with deep fried grasshoppers called chapulinas, often seasoned with chile and lime. These crunchy bugs add a yeasty, salty, tangy that one reviewer compares to salt and vinegar potato chips, but a bit wetter. Despite chapulina's familiar flavor profile, the experience can take some getting used to for first timers. The leg, what is that? An antenna and wings can tickle diners' throats, while many newcomers are reconsidering grasshoppers due to advocacy by environmentalists who point to insects as a sustainable and healthy source of protein. The bugs have a long history in Oaxaca. Grasshopper gathering traditionally happens in horticultural fields during the rainy season. This means chapulines remain a seasonal dish. Alright. Frying chapulines make a pot of hearty protein that, let me see if I'm pronouncing this right. I don't want to say the wrong name. Yeah, pronunciation. Salaki, it's not coming up. Alright, so they pound them in tortillas with salsa and guacamole, and then and then atop, I want to say thai lud Chile, Chile, Yuda. I don't know what that is. Oh, so it's a Mexican flatbread akin to pizza and snack on them by the handful entirely plain. So they roll them up in flatbread with salsa and guacamole. Alright, if you're curious about adding insects to your dinner plate, tortilla wrap chapulines are a great starting point. One Zaggy reviewer compares them to the crunch of fried chicken skin and the taste of mushrooms mixed with shrimp. Alright. That's a horrible comparison. But here goes the picture of what I was reading. It's the car, you know, with the guacamole, the limes. Alright. Not making this video too long. I'm gonna show the tacos they have. Alright. It looks kind of like the beef fajita meat. Oh. Oh. Grasshopper tacos. So Issachar consumes the grasshoppers. You know, and the crickets. Maybe this is what she was really talking about, because the word chapulines is going into grasshoppers, but you know, they're of the same family anyway. Yeah, I think that's what she was talking about. Grasshopper tacos. You know, not making this too long. I just wanted to really correct what I did last week, and let's see. I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna close out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna close out with that. So, grasshopper, locusts, crickets, and katydids are lawful insects to eat. You know, this woman told me how it's big in Mexico for them to eat crickets. And as we just looked up, grasshoppers, you know, the word chapulina is going back to grasshopper, which Issachar is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So, and you know, I just searched up how they eat it because of high protein, you know, which is why the Lord said we are able to consume these insects, these creatures, you know, insect. All right. So, what a coincidence. the tribe of Issachar is big on eating that over there in Mexico, you know, which is of the tribes of Israel. So they're actually keeping that law, that custom, and don't know it. You know, probably got something to do. And look, I just saw this with a Modelo, but yeah, I'm gonna put the link to the brother video, GMS Ancient Wine, into this in the description. Beatles are unlawful and not to consume. Not an Israelite custom. That word beetle went into it's a misnomer for crickets. But Lord willing, this was an edifying video, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem Kakodash. I'm Taziar Gabar from Prophets in Babylon, Waco, Texas, under the branch of the prophets in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida camp. And double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone and peace and salutation on down to hope elect. Shalom, Abba, Abba, soon.